everybody doing today? Good evening, well, good afternoon, good morning, kids. I don't even know where I am half the time. What time is it, 11 o'clock, Tony? I'll say good morning. Good to see everybody today. Thanks for joining us for another installment of PMP, Polymac Particles. Creative Tony, robed up, Polymac, robed up. Hopefully you guys, either at home or in the office, don't let the office be an excuse as to why you can't robe up. You have, you've got rights as an American, as far as I'm concerned. You want to wear a robe to your office, you go ahead and do that. And you tell your supervisor, if he or she cracks the whip on you and goes, hey, you can't dress like that in the office, you say, you know what? I'm part of the PMP familia, and I feel I'll be far more productive when I'm robed up as opposed to when I'm not robed up. Try it. See if it works. I would have done it back in my day when I was working in an office. Creative Tony, great to see you today. We got a fun show today. We got some special announcements we need to make today about programming, if you will, and the schedule for the rest of the week. We have a special guest joining us today, our main man, Big Steve Moskowitz, one of our old friends. We go way back with Steve, Creative Tony, and I. So we welcome him. MLB All-Star Game tonight, Tony. I'm just kind of checking all the boxes as we get set up today. This big NFL news about this top 10 list conducted by scouts, coaches, and executives that did an anonymous poll. I'm sure you guys have heard about this, kind of ranking the top 10 QBs in the NFL. All the usual suspects are there: Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, on and on. Although Baker Mayfield made the top 10 and Brock Purdy did not. So we can talk about that as well today, Tony. I know we've got some birthdays to get into, but first, you, my man, in the poncho, in the man dress cape, whatever you call that thing. I forget, beachwear, active beachwear, beach robe. Good morning, Tony. How you doing? You're feeling good? You're looking good? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm all robed up. I love the Roby Tuesday, dude. I'm a huge fan. And dude, you talked about Baker Mayfield. I want to know, just out of the gates, did you see the video of Baker Mayfield shotgunning a beer in Tahoe at the golf tournament over the weekend? Did you happen to see that?
I didn't. I did not see that. I wish I did. And I want to remind you, because Baker Mayfield rarely comes up on the show. But Tony, let's not forget, you and I sat down in Miami and we interviewed Baker Mayfield. You remember that when he sat at our table? We had the KMBR thing set up with Murph, and that was the only time I went face to face with Baker Mayfield. I thought he was a pretty good guy, but no, I didn't see him shotgunning beers. I didn't see that.
It was great, dude. He saw a couple guys wearing his jersey on the side of the, like behind the ropes of, I don't know what hole it was. Dude, the guy walks over, puts his club down, rips open the beer, shotguns it, knuckle bumps the guys, and just takes off. It's awesome, dude.
Oh, really?
He seems like a cool cat, man. He does. Yeah. And I got to say, I do love the Nick Bosa rivalry as well. It goes back to the Baker. Yeah. New Dorcal Refrigeration HVAC. He knows, Baker, you good? Right? Remember when he was taunting him back in the days? So,
I do. That's back in the days, Tony. If I can do some riffing on Nick Bosa right now, I want more from Nick. I'm going to give Nick tough love. Hey, Carlos, check it out, dude. I'm stealing a page out of your playbook. I'm all about tough love with Nick Bosa. So do I remember? The question was, I believe, Tony asked me, do I remember when Nick Bosa used to torment Baker Mayfield? Tony, I do. That's back in the days when Nick Bosa used to actually sack the quarterback. Oh! Come on, Nicky. I need more. Sorry, I need more. I want more. Didn't he just hold out a couple of years ago? You got your bank, you got your bag, whatever you want to say. Now go sack the quarterback, man. Carlos, tough love. Me and you, tough love, man. Bosa's numbers are down. Bosa's numbers are down. Look at his sack totals. They've been declining for the last 2 seasons. Tony, I can't have it. I can't have it in 2025. I need more from Big Nick. I do.
Cue up Suicidal Tendencies, I Want More, which is on that same album as I Saw Your Mommy and Institutionalized. He's like, me, I want more. And then, dude, one of the lines in the I Want More song is, you want to go to Golden Arches? I want more.
Dude, hey, listen to me. I actually don't know the track, but it sounds fantastic. You got a lot of that kind of internal dialogue going on with Suicidal Tendencies. Tony, I don't remember that one, but I do remember this mysterious 70s disco hit, and I think it was, is it Donna Summer? I'm not sure the artist, but remember this one where it goes, mo, 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 how do you like it? How do you like it? Mo, mo, mo. Nicky Bosa, I want mo, mo, mo. How do you like it? How do you like it? Mo, mo, mo.
Anyway, Nicky Bosa, Rat, back for more, dude. Come on, get back for more. You know what? Maybe Nicky Bosa needs to listen to a little bit of Rat in his pregame. Put the headphones on when he's out there. You know when he's out there on the field like 2 hours before the game, and he doesn't have his shoulder pads on.
He's like in the sleeveless shirt, the tight shirt, dude. flying. Yeah, no, Nick Bosa's physique is pretty damn stunning. I'm telling
you. Outrageous. But he's got like the noise canceling headphones on. Maybe he needs to pump in some I Want More by Suicidal Tendencies right into Rats. Back for more, dude.
Hey, Tony, just real quick, taking a quick scan of the comments line. Joe Schmo just commented a one-word comment: rat. 2 T's, rat. You're damn right, dude. You're damn right. That's how Tony and I like to roll, dude. We're big Rat fans. We're trying to keep that, Tony, if I may, trying to keep the Rat gang alive in 2025. Yeah. It's your neck in this Rat gang. By the way, John Joseph, do you roll with Rat every now and again? Tony and I will defend him. We'll defend him till the end of the till the stars fall from the sky.
John Joseph better roll with Rat, and I'm sure he does, dude. And by the way, I'm just noticing now on Robot Centaur's what do you want to call it? His profile or whatever. He's added the umlauts to his name, which is fantastic. So
that's my point, dude. Fareed's a funny dude. I like that, Fareed. Way to go, bro.
Yes, and I do that. Fareed, I got your email. I want to share it later.
I see him right there. I see the umlauts. Great touch, brother. Great touch, man.
Totally, dude, totally. Paulie, I also want to give some mad love. Before we give mad love to Carlos De La Fuente and Flex Funding, I want to give mad love to Cal Raleigh and his pops and his younger brother, who just took the freaking home run derby by storm. And by the way, we asked yesterday which takes center stage on these few days. Is it the All-Star game or is it the home run derby?
Yeah.
I've never been invited to an All-Star game watch party, but I was invited. Your mom is cool, who's on the chat, who's a good buddy of mine, Mark Wiseman. He invited our family over for a home run derby watch party. I'm like, dude, okay, that tells me right there. And all my son and all of his buddies, 6 of them, locked in to the home run derby. I mean, locked in, dude. And my son actually, like, you can do it with MLB The Show, the game on PlayStation.
Yeah,
you can. If you pick a player for the home run derby and you pick him correctly, then you get like these bonus points or whatever on the game. So he was all about Cal Raleigh, and I'm like, I don't know, whatever. By the way, do you know that his nickname? Do you know Raleigh's nickname?
No, I don't. No, what is it?
Big Dumper, because he's got a big backyard. Is that amazing?
It's one of my favorite topics in sports. Guys with the biggest asses in sports. 808 KNBR, give them a call. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go, Tony. Biggest asses in sports. I love this topic. I always say John Taylor, front and center, dude. Come on down, John Taylor. You look at John Taylor's upper torso, it's rather modest, and then you get to the ass, and it's like, bam! And John Taylor, one of my favorite guys. I love JT. And also, Tony, I got to throw the late Anthony Mason of the New York Knicks, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
He had a giant rump, too, man. All about guys with giant rumps. By the way, speaking of giant rumps, if I may, shout out Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, boy, somebody had to say it. Let me be that guy. Yeah,
I got to give Charles Barkley some love for his backyard back in the day. And then, also
Rick Mahorn, Escobar the third, good one. Rick Mahorn, definitely bringing some junk in the trunk, man. There's no question. Rick Mahorn, yeah.
Dude, Kevon Looney's got some junk in the trunk, dude. He's got some big glutes. But dude, I remember I was at the Junior Olympics for baseball when I was 15 or 16. Was it 15 or 16, whatever? And Shaq was there for hoops,
right?
And everybody was talking about this kid from San Antonio, Shaquille O'Neal. He was already LSU bound, and so everybody went and watched him play. But in the cafeteria, I stood behind him in line, dude. My face basically went up to his ass.
Yeah.
Like, so, and you want to talk about a big dumper?
Right.
I mean, Max, it was a big dumper. So shout out Cal Raleigh's nickname, Big Dumper, and shout out his pops, dude, with the nice boiler, throwing great BP. And throwing it to his son, dude, his 16-year-old son, dude, who's obviously probably a baseball stud in his own right.
You can see how thrilled that kid is. I mean, like that kid, it's like a night he'll never forget, man. The little brother.
Oh, yeah. I was locked into the home run derby. And O'Neal Cruz hitting a ball 513 feet, dude, that's outrageous, man.
Yeah. By the way, dude, speaking of the home run, and by the way, we're going to get to our sponsors in just a second. Low Steve, you're up first today. Hang tight. We're getting there in just a moment here. Juan Caminero, did you see his bat, Tony? Did you see his freaking bat? He's got a likeness of his own face on his bat. I'm going to you got to really, really love. Could you imagine if I had like my own face on the microphone or something like that? Like, you got to really be in love with yourself, dude, to have a likeness of your own grill on your freaking bat in the home run derby.
Well, Paulie, stand by.
What do you got? What?
I mean, I got to say, you got your own pizza box, though, buddy.
Well, that's more of a trick. Listen to me. For start, let me defend myself on this one. For starters, this is a lifelong dream of mine. You know what I mean? Like having my face on a pizza box is something I never thought would happen. Number two, I had nothing to do with this.
Right.
The powers that be created this. I'm sure Caminero was like, hey, man, I need my own face on this bat. Anyway, I just want to comment on that.
Caminero doesn't have a pinner on his bat either.
No, certainly not. So, dude, that would be my bat, dude. Just dip it in green paint and then throw a big leaf on there.
Nope. You know what you do? Because I don't know if you've seen this bat, Paulie, but the bat literally looks like a number 2 pencil. Like some of these kids use it. It looks like a number 2 pencil.
We want to go with this. You know what I mean? Like how
you could make a pencil just look like a J that's lit.
Okay.
You could make the bat.
Not bad with the tip all like burning. Yeah.
Make the bat look like a J that's lit, dude. We might be onto something.
Okay.
We can actually call dispensaries and call. Wow.
Hey, Don Peralta, get to work, man. We need a joint bat ASAP. No, I'm just kidding, brother. I'm just kidding. But if anybody could do it, it would be Dom. It would be Don Peralta. He'd be the kind of guy that could bring that to life. And what's up, Dom? Oh, by the way, I want to say to all of our good people, Don Peralta, done. Dom, Stevie, Pine Needle, Marky Graves. What's up, Gravy? Hey, Gravy. I just sent out the gift certificate to your daughter in Petaluma. Thanks for playing, brother. And I hope she does some good shopping at Red Devil Records. Soccer Bowl 10 SC, John Joseph, all of you guys, great to see you. Tony, I wanted to say happy birthday to one of our favorite guys out here, the Candlestick Kid. I understand he's having a birthday today. I hope you have a great day, my brother. Thanks for stopping by today, and hopefully we'll give you a couple of birthday laughs.
Speaking of birthdays, and yes, happy birthday, Candlestick Kid. Dude, by the way, he sent us a picture that I got to – oh, you know what, Paulie? In his honor, I'm going to find this right now. And Rag sent us a couple of cool pictures too. But Candlestick Kid, where is it? He said, there it is. Here it is, dude. Look at this photo. What? This is him. This is Candlestick Kid down in LA. I'm going to share the screen in honor of his birthday.
Yeah.
Here you go. You want some Candlestick Kid?
Sure.
I'm going to give you some. There's Candlestick Kid. Look at what he's doing to the Dodger clubhouse.
Not a boy. Yeah, not a boy. I tell you, I still have a very bad taste. I don't even like seeing Shohei. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to see him. And by the way, I think I was right. When you go back last week, you review some of the shows we posted. I got to say, maybe in hindsight, Tony, maybe we should have drilled Ohtani. You know what I mean? Just drill his ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, your mom is cool. He told us, he was like, hey, first pitch of the series should be drilling Ohtani. By the way, did you see Ohtani joking around with Suarez from the Padres and saying, acting like his ribs were still hurting? Did you see that last night?
I did. I'm not laughing. I didn't think it was funny. Whatever you're not a comedian, dude. I'm anti-Dodger in every sense of the freaking word, right? I got no time for any of those jackasses. None. We still got to do a Los D spot, buddy. I know we got to get there. Yeah.
Right before we get to Los D, you know what? Guns to double guns to Shohei Ohtani and double guns to Aaron Judge, because you know what, they're second and third in the home run leaderboard for the season. Yeah, those dudes should be in the home run derby.
You think?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. This is what they get paid so much freaking money. Entertain the fans. Give them what they want. Be in the freaking home run derby. You're already there. You're taking in. There's actually a shot of them of Judge watching Jazz Chisholm and kind of like emotionless on his face, because they're kind of like surprised that Jazz Chisholm only had like 3 home runs in his round.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Judge, that should be you hitting, dude. Yeah. And you know what? You make enough dough. And don't tell me, I got to give my friend Josh Aurora some credit for this, because he said it to me yesterday. He goes, don't tell me that these guys, because they're all worried about, I don't want to mess up my swing. I don't want to mess up that
nonsense. I've had it with these. You're right, Tony. The fans are paying a lot of money to be entertained. Just give them a thrill. Go hit the damn ball. Listen, Mark McGuire, when he was turning the MLB up inside out with his power, dude, he put on a show at Fenway Park. People are never going to forget, hitting balls in the Lansdowne Street. Well, and it's the same thing in the NBA with the dunk contest. The premier players will not participate. Dude, we got G Leaguers, Holmes, winning the dunk contest. Michael Jordan used to compete. Dominique Wilkins used to come on, man. What is wrong with these guys?
Dude, if there's one thing I demand is that, hey, Adam Silver, hey, Rob Manfred, make it mandatory that if you're in the top 10 in the home run category, you're in the derby, right? You're in the derby. And you know what? My buddy Josh said, he goes, don't tell me that, like, Stanton and Judge in the middle of BP say, hey, who can hit it farther? Hey, see that target out there in left center field? Let's go for that. Don't tell me they don't have their own little home run derbies in BP. So I don't want to hear about you're trying to that you're going to mess up your swing.
Tony,
get over it. Get over it. Get over yourselves.
Okay, stop in the name of love before you hurt someone, Tony. And I got to say too, when you dropped several don't tell me's. And if you're going to drop several don't tell me's, I got to shout out my good buddy Brad Gillis and the boys in Night Ranger. Tony, don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me you love me. I don't want to know. Don't tell me you love me. All right, anyway, don't tell me you never.
Great track.
I'll defend Ranger. I'll defend him. Yeah.
And Paulie, if you're going to go Ranger, if you're going to go Night Ranger,
I am going Ranger. Yes.
Maybe Night Ranger should be our band of the night flight. But
not bad.
If you're going to go Night Ranger, you got to go You Can Still Rock in America also.
Dude, don't get me started on the twin guitar attack of Brad Gillies and Jeff Watson. You want me to talk Jeff Watson? I will. I'll come at you with all the Jeff Watson knowledge you can handle. All right, Tony, Carlos De La Fuente and Flex Funny. Hey, Carlos, we freaking love you, buddy. And I'm very happy that we're going to have a group outing kind of inspired by Los D. He was like, hey, let's get a bunch of people together. We'll get sponsors. We'll get listeners. Again, circle the date, 8/26. We're all going to be going out to a Cubs game. Ticket purchasing information to follow either later this week or early next week. We're working on that right now. But anyway, 8/26. This is a Carlos production rather, and we're very happy to be doing that. We're also very happy to have Carlos as a sponsor. His great work with Flex Funding. Give him a call regarding any financial matter, any financial question, any financial goal or concern that you might have. Call Carlos, 925-250-4894. He also accepts emails, checks it all day long. Carlos at myflexnow.com. Now, Tony, I know you have a story of sorts you wanted to share regarding Carlos. And I'm actually going to turn the mic over to you today and let you kind of steer your way through this thing. But I thought it might be nice to do like a little story time for Carlos D today.
Well, this is a cool story that Los was sharing with me, and I want to share it with everybody else because it talks about, Los being the person that he is and also the people that he deals with and the stories that come through the interactions and the relationships that are created through Carlos De La Fuente and Flex Funding. And, like Carlos, we've called him this for a long time now, the one-stop shop. There are so many different loans he can help you with, and whether you're in state or out of state, right? And so recently he met a couple through a new realtor that he was introduced to, and the couple had no idea that if you were a veteran, you could buy a home with no money down.
Right.
And the realtor didn't know this as well. So Carlos explained that to them, and that he has a contact in the industry that will give 3% of the sales price as a forgivable grant as help towards the down payment and closing costs. And guess what? Those people that he informed about this, they just closed escrow last week. And they're first-time homeowners when they thought that it would be impossible to do without a down payment. So, basically, Carlos went out of his way to help these people and to inform them. These people didn't know, and neither did the realtor. And so Carlos said, you know what? I'm going to drop some science on you. And then he says, basically, the moral, this is a great line from Los. He says, Tony, basically the moral of the story is a closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? Ask the questions and get the answers you want. And Carlos wants the questions and he wants to give you the answers, and it might be the right one to help you out in your situation. So if you have a situation that you think, I don't know, won't work, call Carlos. Or if you have questions you don't know, Los is there to help you. And if it's not the right time, he's not going to force something down your throat. He'll work something out. He'll build a relationship with you. Our buddy Pete Hoffman, right here in San Carlos, he is in the middle of the talks with Carlos De La Fuente. My buddy Melvin Aragon on the East Bay, he's in talks with Carlos De La Fuente right now. And it's great because Carlos will text me and be like, hey, man, I had great chats with these guys, and we're working on something for down the road. So it's not like it has to happen right away. You know what I'm saying? So
I do. And Tony, thank you for sharing that. And by the way, just a little comedy in the middle of the Los D spot. I'll wrap it up in a sec. Pine Needle stepping in saying, hey, that's a great story. Creative Tony sharing about the veteran. I'm a veteran of the PMP Army. Does that count? It's a good question. It's a good question. You have to take that up with Carlos. I'm not sure if being a veteran of the PMP Army does qualify, but I certainly hope it does. Just know this. Carlos is a broker, and you can take advantage. Carlos has a broker as opposed to a lender. And Carlos is a one-stop shop. He has several loan programs he can talk to you about. So definitely reach out, pick his brain, and let him go to work for you. Having a guy like Losty in your corner can benefit you, your family, and your business. So take advantage today. One more time, Losty at Flex Funding, 925-250-4894. Carlos at myflexnow.com. Thank you, Carlos. We freaking love you, buddy. We'll see you soon, man. All right, Tony, I want to go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
I see you had something else.
I was just going to say, Los, I see Los on the chat, and Los is breaking it down. And he basically says that he says knowledge is power. He says, you just got to ask the questions, right? And he's right. And the same thing I tell my kids that I coach, and my son and daughter, there's no such thing as a dumb question in my mind.
No.
Just ask.
Yeah,
right?
Totally agree. It's worse to pretend like you know something when you really don't than it is to raise your hand and say, "Hey, I don't get this. Explain it to me." Mm-hmm. Tony, can I launch a complaint about the All-Star game? I feel like it's time for the airing of the grievances. You know what I mean? We'll grab the Festivus poll. We'll start riffing because I saw something last night that really pissed me off at the home run derby. But go ahead. I see you got something too. What's up?
The rules are there ain't no rules.
All right. Okay. If you got a complaint, you voice it right now.
Here it comes. I hope you guys are ready for this. And this might not be a popular take, but I got to speak from the heart and I got to give you like my real feelings about this. So there I am last night, Tony. I flip it on. I'm getting ready to watch the home run. And I totally agree with what you said about Ohtani and Judge. Cut the yes, man. Participate in the game. Kids are looking up to you. They want to see you guys are the biggest names in the game. And I got Judge just standing there watching. Like, what good is that doing anybody? It's not doing anybody any good. Get involved. Here's
Dude,
my.
You know what I'd like to see in a poly, and I know you're going to go, but give me Kyle Schwarber. The guy is a missile launcher. Why isn't he in the home run derby? I don't want to hear about messing up your swing. I promise you, Cal Raleigh is going to have a pretty good second half of the season or final 65 games of the season. I promise you. His swing's not going to be jacked. I promise. And you know. And Jazz Chisholm, he shouldn't have been the Yankee representative, and he struggled in the home run derby, and his excuse was, well, I didn't want to mess up my swing. I'm so tired of it. You're a professional. Yeah. You are a professional getting paid millions of dollars. You've been swinging the bat for literally your entire life since you were 4 years old.
Yeah,
you know how to adapt. Don't give me that S. Anyways, sorry.
I agree with everything you just said, 100% across the board. So there I am last night. I turned it on early, and, this is even like before the national anthem and stuff like that. Dude, I got Pat McAfee on the field in a sleeveless shirt with ripped jeans doing like WWE style intros for play. Hey, McAfee, get the F out of here, dude. Like, first of all, let me tell you this. I'm not a big McAfee fan. I think I'm just not a fan of his whole thing, dude. Can you buy a shirt that has sleeves? Is that possible? They do have stores that sell shirts that actually do come with the sleeves. You might want to look into that. But, dude, Major League Baseball looked and said, oh, we want him. I want Pat McAfee on the field doing WWES, introducing player. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. Why can't MLB at least get a guy with a baseball pedigree? Can we get a baseball player? He's not a baseball player, Tony. What are we doing, man? Right. It just hit me the wrong way. There's the whole style that he had, the whole kind of, I'm a hick from Indiana with ripped jeans. Cut the crap, dude. Cut the effing crap. Give me a real baseball player. There's a million baseball players out there with personality. Dude, give me I don't know, Tony, I'm thinking like throw somebody like, you could even throw somebody like Aubrey Huff out there. I know he's a controversial personality, but at least he has a personality and he's a baseball player. Why do we have to have like a has-been football player introducing baseball players at a home run derby? It doesn't make sense. Maybe we can have Michael Jordan go to the NHL All-Star game and introduce the hockey players. You know what I mean? What are we doing here, man?
Right. Yeah, the custom designed sleeveless jersey also is just enough, man. Enough. And the screaming and the yelling and the over the top, I don't need it. I don't need it either, Paulie. Like you said, there's plenty of people in baseball, past and present, that could have done what he did last night.
Baseball player. It's a baseball event. It's an MLB event, man. This ain't no football game. And by the way, I didn't see who posted it, but I saw the name go flying by. Eric Burns. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. A guy
I'm saying like Chipper Jones did like the narration for like the opening monologue or video for the home run derby.
Yep.
Chipper Jones should have been on the field introducing the players. He's one of the most popular Braves of all time.
He might be the most popular, actually, for real. Aside from Hank Aaron, he might be number one. Yeah.
Hank Aaron, yes, but how about Dale freaking Murphy, dude?
Beautiful.
Right?
Yep.
You know what? If you want to get, how about Chris Chambliss? If you want to go back into the Braves catalog, how about Bob Horner? You want to go like into some old Brave like archives, or the great Greg Maddux, the great Tom Glavine, like John Smoltz. How about John freaking Smoltz?
Yeah.
I mean, anyways, there's a lot of people that could have been instead of Pat McAfee. Yeah. So Paulie, that didn't. And when I saw it, it was one of these like.
It's just desperation. It's MLB trying to be hip, trying to take a piece of another like personality from another sport and integrate it into MLB somehow. It just rang false to me across the board. And I didn't mean Aubrey Huff. Like, I just threw Aubrey Huff out there off the top of my head. I know he's not the right guy, but I'm just saying, like, a baseball player with a personality is not that hard to find, man. There are millions of them out there.
Or you have like.
How about Tony? How about that? We get controversial. How about we trot out Lenny Dykstra? You know what I mean? Lenny Dykstra. Who knows what he'll say on a hot mic? Anything's possible.
Dude, yeah. There's also great bands that are from the state of Georgia, right? That
you want to go Widespread Panic, Tony? What?
Dude, you could go Ludacris. Ludacris is a very successmal rapper from Atlanta.
Tony, you got a problem? You got a problem with the Allman Betts band?
No.
By the way, I've been meaning to talk about this for like 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys caught this, but at the Black Sabbath tribute show they had a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you saw this, Tony. Slash, during the Guns N' Roses set, he was wearing an Allman Betts t-shirt. Did you catch that?
Dude, I did not catch that. That's badass, dude. But Paulie, listen to this too. You could have had Outkast. You could have had TLC. You could have had
Black Crowes. Give me Chris Robinson out here with a J in his hand.
Crows. You could have Andre 3000. You could have had CeeLo Green. You could have had Chris Cross. Well, Chris Cross.
I seen CeeLo Green. I saw CeeLo Green at Jazz Fest. It was a great set. He was really good. For real. It was a great set.
Paulie, you could have even had your boy Usher, right? Like
that's my guy, Usher. Yeah.
Killer Mike. These are all people from Atlanta. And Paulie, if you want to just, get the hippie vibe, John Mayer's from Atlanta. Like, I'm looking at this list of people, these musicians from Atlanta, and it's a massive list.
Time out, dude. Steve Groeschel coming in. Sorry, Tony, with the reverse slam dunk. Give me Michael Stipe with the sideways hat, dude. Give me Stipe with the hat from Shiny Happy People. Shiny Happy People. Dude, let Stipe come out, dude, all bummed out and confused. I guess this is the All-Star game. He's like always upset and sad about something. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, stand in the place where you live.
You know what? Actually, forget about Stipe. Move Stipe to the side, bro, because you know who's coming down the red carpet right now and he means business? Here he comes. Fred Schneider out of Athens, Georgia, bro. Give me Fred Schneider talking rock in a lobster uniform. Yeah. Boom. Schneider, bro.
It's so short-sighted, man. It's so short-sighted of the production people for MLB. It's like, come on. I don't know. And I know what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to like hook the younger generation because McAfee and I'm enough, man. Enough. How about honoring the city of Atlanta? Like, I don't know. I like that they had Hank Aaron's number. And I like that they had now was number 3 on the jerseys. It was because everybody wore number 44 or number 3. I thought number 3 was on the jersey for Dale Murphy, but somebody said it was for Babe Ruth. But Dale Murphy was number 3 for the Braves. I'm assuming it was for Dale Murphy, but
anyway. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
But you had Chipper Jones, dude. Is Bobby Cox still with us? If Bobby Cox is still with us, he should have been involved. Like, I don't know, man.
If he's still with us, and if he's not, we just bring his urn out filled with ashes and put it right there at home plate. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to put Bobby Cox in an early grave.
I don't either. Long may he wave, man. Bobby Cox. I got to be totally honest with you, Tony. When I see, since we're talking about like all these Braves names from the past, when I see footage of the '90s Braves now, and I see that rotation, Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddux. Yeah. It's almost like, how did that even happen? Like, that can never happen in today's game. Like, it would be impossible to keep that staff together because other teams would come and cherry pick and take these guys away and offer them bigger deals. They'd all wind up playing for the Yankees or the Dodgers. But like, when that was going on, when that big 3 was going on for like easily felt like a decade, how did you feel about that? Some of the best pitching we've seen in our lifetime. And it was there for such a long time. Like, that's it. I just marvel at it now. When I see Maddux, I see highlights of Maddux working. I see highlights of Glavine working. Like, I saw something. I think it was yesterday. They were showing some great Glavine games when they did win that World Series. Their one title with that group. Glavine in the deciding game threw like an 8-inning one hitter. You know what I mean? Like, that's I love that kind of drama in the World Series. But you look back on that, T. How do you feel about Maddux, Smoltz, and Glavine? Go.
dude, I had such a love-hate relationship with those teams because I loved that staff. But I also hated them because they were, they'd go up against the Giants. But I just loved that staff. I loved watching them pitch, especially you had the right-handed Maddox and then the left-handed Glavine. I mean, you want to talk, and then Smoltz, dude. It's like, I mean, they were so dominant, man, and it was so fun to watch. But I also hated it because it was the Atlanta Braves. I'm like, so that was
masterful pitching, though, Tony. Masterful,
totally. Yeah. And then when Tim Hudson came out west, I was like, yes, we got some love out west, right? But I don't know, Paulie. And one thing other I got to mention too.
Sure.
And I think I just saw Los mention this in the chat as well.
Yeah.
When can we put a stop to the god awful and dare I say offensive chop? The tomahawk chop. When are we going to put a stop to that?
It's not going away, bro. It's not going away. They actually revel in that. They really take pride in their chop now. They want to be defiant. They're not going to be, crushed by the times and stuff like that. So no, it's not going away. I'm so over. I've been over the chop for 20 years, dude. It's the most mindless, moronic. It's just like a bunch of brain dead people. But you know what I mean, dude? The chop, and don't forget. They chop with Kansas City Chiefs fans too. They're chopping, bro. They're chopping. You know what I mean? I don't need it. I don't need any of it. But it's not going away. To answer your question, it's not.
It really it just it gets me. It gets me. It's like I don't know. It needles me. It needles me every time I hear it.
I hate it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But it's not going away.
The best is you'll see wow, I won't even go down.
Hey, I see a new name I haven't seen before. Joshua, welcome aboard, Holmes. Joshua, good to see you. And he says, Paulie, you've never been to Arrowhead. Correct. Actually, Murph and I walked through the bowels of Arrowhead by mistake after Game 7 of the 2014 World Series. True story. So the Arrowhead Stadium and the Royal Stadium are literally right next to each other, kind of like the old Oakland Sports Complex where you had the Coliseum and the arena right side by side. It's a situation like that. And Murph and I got so turned around in the bowels of the Royal Stadium. We walked down this long hallway, and all of a sudden we started seeing Chiefs posters, Chiefs jerseys. I'm like, hey, dude, Murph, I think we're in Arrowhead right now. We got to get out of here. And there was nobody else around. We took a wrong turn. So I have been to Arrowhead in the bowels, but no, I've never seen a game there. I really don't want to. I can't stand the Chiefs. It's
I gotta say, I think it looks like a cool place to watch a football game. I'll be honest. Of course, I wouldn't be rooting for the Chiefs, but it's one of those stadiums. I'm thinking, God, that looks like a cool place. Kind of like Lambeau. I don't like the Packers. I don't like the Chiefs, but both of those stadiums, I've always thought, God, that looks like a cool place to watch a football game.
Hey, Tony, sorry to interrupt you. Quick question: is our guest on board yet? Is he in the waiting room?
Not yet, yet. But I'll let you know as soon as he is.
Okay, good, because I do want to get the Dr. Matt Young spot before. We bring in Steve Moskowitz today. I do want to get that.
Let's do it, buddy.
Okay, so Dr. Matt Young, listen, this is my dentist. I've talked about this guy. He's a very good friend of mine, too. He's a real sweetheart of a guy. This is a great San Franciscan right here, Dr. Matt Young. In fact, I'm going to bring my kid in to get some work done with Dr. Matt Young. If you are in a situation where you haven't been to the dentist in a while, you're uptight. I've been uptight. Believe me, there was nobody more uptight than Paulie Mack when it comes to dental care. I just had a phobia, man. It was kind of the thing I avoided at all costs until I met Dr. Matt Young. And originally, I was referred to Dr. Matt Young by a friend of ours, Natalie. Natalie was telling me one day, in the kitchen at KMBR, she was like, I go to this dentist. He's really cool. I got this great work done. I'm like, I really need to go. Maybe I should go see this guy. And I did, and I've never looked back. I've been a patient of his for over a decade now, and you should be too. If you're considering making a change, or if you just haven't been in a while, or you know that you need a cleaning, or you have a tooth, whatever the situation is, this is your guy. I'm telling you right now, the search is over. Dr. Matt Young is the official dentist of the Paulie Mack Particle community. Let me just give you a couple of highlights. Tony, I'm going to read you something off of Yelp today. This one comes from a gentleman named Brian P. That's all it says. Brian, last name P, period. Okay. When I started going to Dr. Matt Young, he was very hospitable to all my needs and very accommodating, which echoes the sentiments I tell you guys all the time. I don't see him as often anymore, but his team and staff are very skilled and very welcoming. The dentist and hygienist are attentive, and they walk me through all my dental inquiries, treatment options, and pricing options. And I had a very clear understanding of how to take care of myself going forward, or any concerns that I need to pay attention to in the future. Thank you again, Dr. Matt Young. That's just one review, random review off of Yelp I just pulled up. And that's the thing. you're not going to find a more personable guy. Some of these dentists, Tony, they have no personality. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think I'm just going to get in the chair. They're going to put the light in my face. They're going to start drilling and chopping. I'm like, whoa. You got to wine and dine me a little bit. You know what I mean? I need some bedside manner here when it comes to my dentist, man. And Dr. Matt Young has that. He's got a great personality. He's a massive giant. In fact, Steve, I'm going to, and yes, nitrous is available. Mark Crawford, I'm telling you right now, nitrous is available. I've asked for it several times. Like, he'll offer you that. I had a root canal with him, and he was like, if you want to, I can bring in the nitrous to help you relax. I'm like, definitely bring it in. Bring it on in. He strapped the mask on. And the great thing about the nitrous is you really don't even know what he's doing. And that might be your preferred way to go through a procedure like that for you. It was for me. And when he was done working, I kind of came to. I went home. It was great. So Dr. Matt Young, I'm going to invite also to hang out with us at the Cubs game on August 26th. I'll make sure he knows that we're all going out there. I'll send him an invite later on today, and hopefully he can join us. So if you are in the neighborhood or you're shopping for a new dentist, this is your guy, Dr. Matt Young, 415-392-8611, Tony. You can also email him at info@youngdentalsf.com. And by the way, Tony, I'll let you take over and wrap it up in a sec, but just so you know, like this guy Brian P said on Yelp, it's not just it's the whole staff, man. The second you walk in there, they're taking care of your needs, they're making sure you're comfortable, and you'll have a very, very positive and pleasant experience with Dr. Matt Young T. Utah, give me two.
I have two things. I missed hit a button for a second.
Okay.
Two things. First of all, I saw a close up of Pat McAfee last night when he was hosting that panel with Dave Roberts and Paul Skeens. Pat McAfee should go see Dr. Young because his teeth are jacked up. His teeth are jacked.
And maybe Dr. Matt Young can give McAfee like one of those dental gowns to wear, like one of those like scrubs. You know how they wear scrubs? At least those things have sleeves. Apparently, Pat McAfee thinks his guns are so appealing, he needs to go sleeveless every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Yo, McAfee, they ain't that special. Okay, I look at Nick Bosa every Sunday, bro. I'm not impressed with your punter, kicker guns. Anyway, I'm going on an anti-McAfee tirade today. Sorry, Tony.
So McAfee needs to get to Dr. Matt Young, and also Joe Schmo commented, and I saw him mention Tim Watley from Seinfeld, and it makes me remember that. And this is the point: there's a lot of anti-dentites out there, a lot of people that are anti-dentist that are afraid to go to the dentist, and they don't look. Dr. Matt Young takes that fear away, seriously, and he actually makes the dental experience enjoy, like something that you don't loathe going to.
That's right. He turns it into a positive experience, and I can speak from my own experience. That is definitely true.
And finally, before we welcome in Steve Moskowitz, Dr. Matt Young is open. They're open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. That is so clutch for somebody like me who's running around during the weekdays. I know a lot of you are as well. And also, he's open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. on weekdays. So 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Dr. Matt Young, 415-392-8611, Paulie.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Dr. Matt Young. We freaking love you, and we'll see you soon. Okay, now on to the guest of the day. This is going to be really cool. Now, this is a guy, I know you all know the name. You've seen him on TV. You've heard him on the radio, and today you're going to get him up close and personal because Tony and I have been very good friends with Steve Moskowitz for, it's been over a decade. I think Steve and I have been working together for 15 years. Steve and I, we still work together on the Paulie Mac family taxes. This is like an ongoing relationship, and the fact of the matter is, when we did our podcast on KNVR, Steve was a weekly guest. He used to come on with us every week and give tax tips, and we could try to get one from him today. But today, to me, Tony, is just more about reconnecting with Steve. I miss our on-air conversations. He's a great dude. And just so people know, this is not just like a professional thing. You know, Steve and I are friends off the air. Like we do. We hang out. We go to dinners together. Tony's part of that too. And we always have a great time together. So I just wanted him to get baptized in the new Paulie Mac particle community. It's been a long time. So let's welcome him back to the show, Tony, or for the first time on the PMP show. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, man.
I always had a great time. Back in the old days, look forward to calling you every morning. We did our spot. We had fun. We had the podcast. And of course, we go out to dinner and have fun. We talk about everything under the sun.
We do.
Even throwing a little taxes from time to time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's all part of it. Yeah.
It's like before when you were talking about drilling and chopping, I thought you were throwing to me.
No, not that kind of drilling and chopping. And by the way, Steve, I immediately have a question. I love the backdrop. It looks like you're in your home today. I see the piano in the background. I'm fascinated. Are you a piano player, or is that just decorative?
No, that's the background from the StreamYard.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty impressive looking, though. It looks like you're with Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous over there.
Well,
Seriously.
my other background I use on the Zoom is the palm tree with the waves. Everybody says, "So are you in Hawaii?" And I say, "Well, no. That depends what you're looking at. For example, a lot of tax haven countries look like that."
Steve, you're the
So
man.
it depends, what does it mean to you?
Yeah,
And the bottom line is, it's one of the fun things you can do on the computer.
I love it.
But we've always had so much fun doing, and to me, when Paulie introduces me and he says how I love talking about taxes, people think, oh, Paulie's joking around. I really do get excited about that. And Paulie, who's known me all these years, know that I really do, because there's so much we can do.
Well, listen, here, we should probably, let me make an announcement before we dive into the conversation today, Steve, because I don't think a lot of people know this, but it's time for the big reveal, is that Steve and I are kind of like, we're not only friends, and we also have like a professional relationship, we have a personal relationship, but we also have like a cosmic relationship, because Steve and I both share the same birthday. So Steve, on the eve of the big day, let me just say, from me to you, again, we've gone through this many times over the years, but I did sincerely want to wish you a happy birthday if we don't talk tomorrow.
I appreciate that, and I want to wish you a happy birthday, and I never have to worry about forgetting your birthday.
No, exactly. No, we're locked in, man. We're locked in for life.
It's great.
Yeah, July 16th, brothers. Now, Tony, did you have something? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Paulie, I know, and Steve, we're going to talk some tax stuff as well, but I love talking to Steve about his knowledge and experience of the city of San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so we've met for dinners many times with Steve, and they are so enjoyable, but Steve always picks the spot.
Oh,
and
man.
I wanted to ask Steve right out of the gates, if we were going to plan our next dinner, basically like a birthday dinner for you and Paulie, Steve, where would you pick in San Francisco as the next place? Would it be back to where we've been, and which you could tell, which you could share with people, or would you find
Fior di Italia?
Yeah, Fior di
I just love that place. My favorite. We love the veal parmesan.
Oh,
and the veal parmesan there, it's kind of like they bring out a side of beef. It is this gigantic.
yeah.
I mean, it's really good, but the portion size is so big.
Yeah.
And then, we enjoy a great meal, have a small libation,
Yep.
and, great desserts. So that's a place we've enjoyed many times. There's a lot of great places in the city, but that's a place I especially enjoy. And we have the same waiter every time. His name is Israel.
Yep.
He takes super care. And it's nice when you know the person, because the bottle of wine is sitting on the table.
Oh, no, they have your booth waiting. Like, Steve is a gangster in there. They have the Steve Moskowitz booth will not be touched by any other human being until Steve walks through the door. That's a fact.
And it's so physically comfortable, because, I realize there's all kinds of conditions, but I enjoy, the old fashioned. You sit down, the dinner is the entertainment for the night. It's not a quick wolf something down and then run out someplace. You sit there, you talk, laugh, have a good time. But part of that is this really big, cushiony, comfortable booth. It's not some hard little chair that if you sit there more than 15 minutes, you get a backache. And I understand some designers, one of the secrets is some places, and I certainly won't mention any names, it's not where I say, they actually choose the uncomfortable furniture so that people will get out of it faster and they can turn the table over faster.
I've heard that too. That's a fact. That's like a dirty secret of the restaurant industry. You're right.
Yeah, and you know what? I work hard all day.
Yeah.
But when I am going out to dinner, I want to sit and relax. So European style. That's how the Europeans have dinner.
I love it. No, it should be. It should be a social thing. It's when friends and family get together, unwind, have a drink. And by the way, let me tell the audience right now, if you ever want to send Steve Moskowitz a bottle of wine, or if you ever want to just go take Steve out for a drink and say, hey, Steve, I have some tax questions. I want to sign up with you for your service. Here's what I know about Steve and his taste in wine. You ready for this, Tony? He told me this years ago. Steve, you and I remember this vividly. We were having dinner at the Water Bar. This is probably back in I don't know, 2009, 2010. It was a while ago. And we were ordering a bottle of wine. And Steve goes, just make sure, because we were saying, well, what do you want? Do you want a cab? Do you want a Merlot? Do you want a Pinot Noir? Steve goes, all I care about is make sure it's so thick that I can't see through the glass.
Yeah.
I remember Steve said that. I'm like, okay, noted. Steve likes the heavy wines. Tony, so keep that in mind if you're buying Steve a bottle of wine.
Well, it's good because you want to keep in shape and you want that heavy lifting.
Yeah,
totally.
And it's, and I'm just a simple guy. I like simple stuff. The I call it old fashioned, but it's good food. You know what it is.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. And as you know, my background, I've been in San Francisco for over 30 years, but I moved here from New York City. And when I was in New York, I had a very prestigious job in the transportation industry. But the job caused me to move around a lot.
Yes.
I was a New York City taxi cab driver.
I love it.
And a lot of people, say, well, Steve, because I also went to law school in New York, and they say, Steve, did you learn more in law school or driving the cab? And honestly, I'd say it's a toss-up.
Wow.
And depends what they ask me. But, driving the cab, one of the things that I learned is be able to listen, talk to the people. And that's, a lot of times today, that's what's missing.
Yep.
Because people have their apps and their stuff, and they don't talk to each other. And it's what especially puzzles me is I see some young people, they're sitting at the same table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know, dude, it's the worst.
Wait a minute.
I know.
You're not texting the guy sitting across from you, are you?
I hope not.
I said, would you consider, instead of just looking at the guy and talking, is that possible? I mean, vocal cords okay?
Right.
So I'm just a simple guy, and that's what I tell people. I'm a simple guy.
So check this out, Steve. I'm glad you mentioned the cab thing, because Steve and I have talked about that over the years, and it's kind of a lost art. It really is, like the checkered cabs, and because I was born in New York too, and Steve and I connect on that. And the checkered cabs aren't there anymore. You see fewer and fewer cabs on the road now because of Uber and because of Lyft and all that. Here's my question to you, Steve. Present day San Francisco, since you have been out here for a long time, and I have too. We've seen so many changes in the city, and one of the changes that has become so widespread, it's become a big turnoff for me, Steve, are these Waymo driverless cars. You just see these like robotic cars that are driving all around the city. They're causing traffic jams. A couple of these cars have hit pedestrians and then just sped away from the scene. So I got to say, Steve, we'll call this segment, it's a question for Steve. We'll call it Steve on the City. Since Steve is a good city boy and he knows the ins and outs as well as anybody and the changes that have occurred. Steve, you tell me, these driverless cars in San Francisco, as opposed to a real human being, cab driver, saying, hey, where to, buddy, and taking shortcuts and getting you there on time. Are these things good or bad for San Francisco? You tell me.
My concern is there are so many jobs that involve driving.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is you're doing away with a lot of cab drivers. You know what's going to be next? The trucks.
Yeah, right.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to have here's what I envision. Some automated truck backs up to some automated factory.
Right.
And some robot fills up the truck.
Yeah.
Then the truck drives itself to the next place, and some robot comes out and unloads that. What about all the people that had those jobs?
That's what I'm saying.
And what's going to happen is you're going to have a very large segment of people that now are unemployed. So, I mean, if someone's been a career, and, I did that too. Back when I was in school, I was also a truck driver. So I had jobs driving. So I was a truck driver in addition to being a cabbie. And I'm thinking, if a guy has his career doing that, and all of a sudden it's okay, a machine has replaced you.
Right.
What's that guy going to do? And in reality, what chance does he have for another job?
Right.
So you're going to have a very large segment of people that are unemployed. Now, what happens? They either become dependent on the government. So now the government is handing them a welfare check.
Right.
Or that's how revolutions get started, because you have a large group of people. And back when China was becoming commie, they had this thing called Iron Rice Bowl, where that was the recruiting for the Army.
Yeah.
Where the recruiter said, "Are you willing to risk your life to fill your rice bowl?" And the guy said, "Yeah. Here's your rice bowl and here's your rifle."
Yeah.
And it's bad things are going to happen. And then I know I'm certainly not an economist, but I know how things affect each other.
Mm-hmm.
You have this large group of people that's now unemployed, so they're not buying things. So now the restaurants are letting people go, and the TV store is letting people go. And then, says, "Well, I don't need a new car. I can wait." And other things become automated. Do you remember Horn and Hardens back in New York, Paulie?
Oh yeah. Sure.
That was a thing where at that time that was such a thing where you walked around, and there was this huge place, and there were all these little drawers with glass on them.
That's right.
And you would put it was expensive stuff. You put the nickel in, and you'd open the little drawer and you'd get out your piece of pie.
Right.
Now at that time it seemed, oh wow, this is what a strange thing.
Yeah, it's high
I don't
tech.
want to go back to that.
Right.
Because there's somebody that's going to lose their job.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I always remember with what I do. And back when I started my career, I was a professor. And what I would tell the new law students, I said, look, never forget you're dealing with people's lives. This is not some dusty law book that you're going to be reciting out of and show people how smart you are.
Well said. Yeah.
And, you're dealing with people's lives, and they feel and they hurt and they cry and they laugh and they bleed. And you got to always remember this is not some piece of paper. This is somebody's life.
Right.
And that's what's happening with our society. More and more of these things are being done. It's like the AI.
Yeah.
And with the AI, a lot of lawyers are getting in trouble with AI.
I bet.
Because what happens is
it
writes these beautiful legal papers.
Right.
And then what happens is they call it hallucinating. The AI makes up legal cases that don't exist and then cites it as precedent.
Oh,
now, if you want to make a judge angry at you, cite a case, Smith versus Jones, that doesn't exist. That'll make them mad. And also another thing with the AI, my comment is, has no one watched Battlestar Galactica?
No, Steve. That's you and me, buddy. No, I know. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
So, and already the stuff, I saw something in the news in the past week or so where the AI is starting to become self-aware because they were doing some experiment in some lab.
This worries me.
And the scientists wanted to turn it off.
And they can't.
And they couldn't turn it off. And what happened was it fought for its life. It realized if you turn me off, if you delete me, you're killing me. I don't want to die. So it started lying to the guy and doing other. He'd say, "Do this." We'll do something else to stay alive.
Yeah,
and it's Battlestar Galactica is coming.
I'm telling you, man. No, it really does worry me, and that was all very well said. I mean, I don't know why there's this rush in society to do away with human beings. I don't know what.
Well, there's another problem too.
Yeah.
It's like when you talk about AI, what's going to happen to human compassion?
Gone.
Because a lot of times a decision is made, even in tax. I know that's not an area where you think of human compassion, but a lot of times, suppose I have a client that has a severe medical problem.
Right.
And he's got a few bucks, but he needs them for medical treatment. That's a major part of the case you plead.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, look, Mr. Smith has this horrible disease, or he's dying from something, or yes, he has some, I know he hasn't paid his taxes, but yes, he has some money, but he needs that money to have his medical treatment that's not covered by insurance. And a lot of times, the IRS, they're not all monsters like, they're portrayed in the movies. It's a large group of people, and like any other large groups, you have some really good ones, some really bad ones, and most in between doing their job, like cops or doctors or lawyers or anything else. But could you plead compassion to a machine?
Yeah, no, right.
A machine has its formulas in there, and okay, you have X in the bank, and you owe the tax of Y. Nothing to talk about. Well, the guy's dying.
Yeah.
And I have cases like that where people have really serious, horrible medical problems.
Yeah.
Or their kids have, I mean, some stories. It's just, you got a kid that can't get out of a bed and has these terrible medical things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, I'm glad that you and I are going to keep the humanity intact. I mean, and I love having you on the show. I wanted to do one thing before we let you go today, Steve, because first of all, it's a new format that we're working in here. And I'm not sure if you can see, but our audience now, instead of callers, we have like this community of viewers over here on what we call the comments line. And they're all lined up. There's dozens of people saying hello to you right now. And what I was thinking,
Well,
Steve.
say hi back for me.
Yeah. Oh, they can see you. They can see you. They're all saying hi right now. So, yeah. But I was going to say, and if you turn on the comments command on your computer, you'll see them too, Steve. But since we used to talk taxes every week and you would always share all this great kind of tax advice, and we are scrolling Steve's information there. If you want to have a conversation with Steve, give him a call, 1-888-TAX-DEAL. He can answer any tax question or concern you have. But let's do this, Steve. Before we say goodbye today, I'm going to ask you for one tax tip for the audience. And I'm going to speak on behalf of these guys because I know there are a lot of people who don't file and then they go into a panic and they're trying to hide from the government and they think, wow, they're never going to catch me. I don't make enough money for them to be concerned with a guy like me. But what advice would you give people in our audience today that haven't filed taxes? And Tony, what do you got? You got a question?
I also want to say, Steve, on that note too, I know that a lot of our viewers are small business owners or they're independent contractors, 1099. So like where they went out on their own and they're self-employed. So that I feel like that is becoming more and more of a thing as well. So just, what Paulie said.
It's a real common situation.
Yeah.
And if you don't file, all these horrible things can happen to you. I've seen this ruin lives, marriages, businesses. I saw 2 suicides over it. I saw a kid give up his son in adoption because horrible things that didn't have to be.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times what happens is when people don't file, there's 2 punishments, criminal and civil. On the civil side, the government does something called an SFR, substitute for returns. The government makes something up and they send you a bill. So many times that bill's way more than you really owe. Now the guy really panics. Oh my God, I got the bill and it says I owe $1 zillion and I can't pay. They go into a panic. What I'd say is, look, it's a common situation.
See,
We'll file. We've done this for years and years. We'll file all the returns we need to file, and then we'll make a deal for you.
Nice.
There's so many good deals. Where there's a deal where when we get you qualified, you just pay part and they forgive the rest. Or they forgive the penalties, and sometimes the penalties and interest are more than the taxes. Or we get a monthly payment plan they can afford. Not what some IRS agent says they can afford, but a deal they can really afford. Or a lot of times the bills that go out are wrong, or the statute of limitations says wrong. And the bottom line is there's a solution. If you don't have the money, that's okay.
See?
There's a solution. You can have a normal life. Don't let it ruin your life. And I've seen that over and over and over. I feel like if I were a physician and I say all these people are dying and I say, my God, if you just took this aspirin, that would cure you and you wouldn't die. Take the aspirin.
Right.
Is that. And then, people don't have their information. No problem. We get all the information the IRS and state has on them. Or their bookkeeping looks like it was done by a raccoon on meth.
Nice.
No problem.
I've seen those. Yes. Yeah.
We have a whole bookkeeping department. The bottom line is we do whatever you need. And most importantly of all, what I'd say the result is, Paulie, we give you your life back.
Nice.
And so many people have told me years and years, they hear all these horrible things. It's like when you go on the internet and you look at things, if you have the slightest pain, you start researching, you find out you have a fatal disease.
Tony does that all the time. Tony does that all the time. My toenail hurts. He's like on the internet looking up all these weird diseases. Yeah, he does it a lot.
And you're going to die. And the doctors have a name for that. It's called internet cancer, where you have nothing, but you look something up and you are convinced you have a fatal, horrible disease, and you don't. And so many of these problems, people suffer for years and years and years. And it's so easy to fix in so many cases, and we do everything for them.
Nice.
And I really, I want to alleviate human suffering, and this is a major part of somebody's life.
Well, thank you, Steve.
I got to jump in here and say it needs to be a doctor in front of Steve's name, Dr. Steve, because Steve, you're like tax guru and also therapist.
Yes.
Well, actually, the law degree is a doctorate.
Okay, so there you go. So
the law degree is a Juris Doctor. So normally most people associate the term doctor with a medical doctor.
Sure.
Like a PhD is a doctor of philosophy.
Yeah.
A lawyer is a doctor of law. So if I wanted to, I could use the title, but I just prefer Steve.
I know what Tony means, though. I know what Tony means. The steady hand of Steve Moskowitz is very it's very calming. It really is. Because guys like us, Steve, honestly, we don't know the law like you do, and we don't know the ins and outs of taxes, but that's why we freaking love you, because you can kind of relay that information in terms that we can understand. And listen, Steve, I'm just happy to see you, man. Great to see you today. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely do this again. And if anybody out there has questions for Steve or concerns about your own, tax situation for your business, your home, your family, call Steve. Have a conversation. That's the first step on getting on the road to recovery. And Steve can definitely guide you through the woods on this. So 1-888-TAX DEAL. Steve, God love you. Happy birthday. And
happy birthday to you too.
Thank you, my brother.
Guys, fantastic to see you. And as usual, I had my usual great time.
Thank you, Steve.
Like
God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, man.
Take care.
Steve Moskowitz, everybody. Dude, I got to say, just selfishly, Tony, that was for me and you. Okay. That was for me and you to get back in touch with our main man, Steve Moskowitz. I just love hanging out with the guy. And dude, that Fiora restaurant he's talking about.
Yeah, the Italia, Fiora Italia. By the way, Paul, let me speak on your behalf, because you won't. That veal parm that Steve was talking about, it's the size. It takes over the entire dish. I don't think you've ever finished one.
No, it's not possible. It's not possible. You can go in there with an appetite. Like if you haven't eaten for days, I guarantee you, you're going to be going home in a doggy bag, and then you have your second veal parm meal, and it's with the bone in, Tony. The bone is in. Like this thing weighs about 3 pounds when they drop it on the plate. It's probably the best veal parm I've had in the city, for real.
And Steve, that's why I wanted to ask him, because Steve knows, right? And like Steve on the city, I love it, Paulie. And I can't wait to have him back again. But also for the people just listening to the audio only version, again, you can call Steve at 888-TAX DEAL. That's 888-TAX DEAL. Or you can visit him online at moskowitzllp.com. And moskowitzllp.com is a great site. We know Sherry, who's been working with Steve for forever. She used to work at KMBR before.
She's one of the greats, one of the all-time greats. Sherry Yee, love her.
Steve and his staff, they're just great people, and they're like our current sponsors, where they're all about building the relationship. It's not about pushing something down your throat. You heard Steve, the concern in Steve's voice. You heard about how he wanted to help. I think his line was like end or curb human suffering. Like. What? That's right. Like he talks about it so calmly, but he is part therapist, and I love how much you can tell that he really truly enjoys his job and his line of work, because he knows he's helping people through really difficult situations.
Yeah, and all riffing aside, I can tell you from experience, he's going to take care of you in a great way. Like I've been going to Steve. He's doing my taxes right now. Steve, we had to get an extension this year, and he's working on our stuff right now. Steve is the man, and I appreciate him coming on today. By the way, Tony, comedy flying all over the place on the comments line. Robot Centaur checks in and goes, how long before Tony's phone goes off today? It's a good question. We haven't had a ring yet. We should have an over-under. How many shows per week will Tony's phone go off? It's usually revving about 80%, 3 of the 5. Oh, speaking of, we never delivered on our scheduling twist. So, Tony, I'm going to let Tony, listen, he's got all this stuff going on with his Little League. I don't even know anymore. I'm not even asking. I feel like this is like a secondary gig to his primary gig as a Little League dad. So we are unfortunately not going to be able to deliver a show this Thursday. And we wanted to get that out there right now, because Tony's got it's a travel day for Tony. He's got the family and the kids, and then they have a game. And it basically, where are you going up to Tahoe, right?
Yeah, we have a tournament in Tahoe that's Thursday through Sunday, and so Thursday's the travel day, and so we're gonna do a great night flight tomorrow night. We're gonna have Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes. He's going to also have a pair of tickets to give away to their gig this Saturday at the Cornerstone in Berkeley. So I'm going to try to hit that
gig. I'm going to try to get over there for that one, to the Cornerstone. I got to have Kaler put me in. You know what my favorite thing is telling Shannon, like I've known this kid for like 15 years, supported his band when they stole his U-Haul, dude. We put all this money in a GoFundMe for him. And then I'll go to him. I'll be like, hey, Shannon, do me a favor, put me on the guest list +1. I can't do that, man. Like, he's like, I'm like, bro, we just raised like thousands of dollars. No way, man. It's a tight list. Anyway, I'm breaking his balls. I love Kaler. We'll have him on tomorrow night, and I do want to get to the gig Saturday. But long-winded way of saying we're not going to be able to deliver a show on Thursday, and Little League's effect will be felt on Friday as well. But Tony and I have a solution, because he's got games in the morning and the early afternoon. So we are going to offer up our second straight happy hour broadcast on Friday. It'll be in another 420 installment. And by the way, Tony, last time we did a 420 installment, a happy hour show, the first time we ever did that, I was drinking a beer. I think you had a cocktail. We had a lot of people in the audience. I know Leah Phillips was out there twisting them up. And by the way, great pictures of Leah Phillips in the Cove over the weekend. You should share those. Did you see those pictures she sent in?
Yeah, definitely. We can have a mailbag because I've got some stuff that we can share tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's night flight. Why don't we get into the mailbag? Because I got something from Robot Centaur. I got something from Leah. I got something from Steve Groschel. I have a great video from Carlos de la Fuente. The mailbag, we can do a PMP mailbag tomorrow night on the night flight with a lot of goodies. And also Rags is golfing right now, and his locker, he's playing at some course in Jersey. His locker is right next to Michael Jordan's and Jordan Spieth's. And he sent pictures. So I want to show that as well, too. So lots of stuff. And again, Paulie, I just want to thank Steve for joining us. You know, his days are packed.
Steve rules, man. No, the guy rules. I'm telling you.
Taking the time out to join us. We love it. And you hear him on KBR all the time. And he's just an absolute freaking pro, man. And so I don't know. We love Steve, and we love having you guys on the show. You know, with your feedback about Steve as well. I hope Steve realized how much he's loved and adored.
He's the man. Steve's a freaking man. I'm telling you. And then I did want to say this too, Tony. Last time we did the 420 Friday happy hour show, that was the last time the Giants won.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, like, it can't be a bad thing. Like, let's hopefully keep that mojo going. I don't know what time the game is on Friday, but I know they will be back playing on Friday. I'll check the schedule.
I'm gonna look right now, Paulie. If you want to just ramp or vamp for a second, I'll look.
Well, I'm just saying, hopefully those good particles come back into focus and deliver another giant wing.
It's not 4:05 p.m. in Toronto. It's 4:07 p.m. in Toronto. Is the official first pitch of Giants baseball on that Friday. So we can get
he's the starting pitcher on Friday.
Stand by. I'm curious. Let me see. Come on. Where'd you go? It says undecided right now. Undecided. So,
well, Tony, as we get ready to wrap today, just final thoughts about the and we'll do the top 10, the Brock Purdy left out of the top 10 thing. We can hit that tomorrow. I know that's already been a talking point. There was a lot of discussion about that yesterday. We haven't really had a chance to get into it. I got a couple of feelings. I'm not outraged or anything that Brock Purdy's not on the top 10. It was, again, this is an anonymous poll taken by coaches, executives, and scouts. Not that those guys don't know what they're talking about, but again, I feel pretty secure with Brock Purdy in Shanahan's system. He's taken them to a Super Bowl already. You don't have to be you don't have to be Joe Montana to succeed in the Shanahan system. You just got to make smart decisions. You got to hit the open guy, and I've seen a lot of great results. So I'm not too hung up on that, but we can hit that tomorrow. Tony, I did want to get your kind of final thoughts about, the All-Star game tonight, because you did mention that you felt there was more kind of glean on the home run derby than the game tonight itself. Do you still feel that way?
Well, yeah, and also with the modern technology of the StatCast and the launch angle and the exit velocity and the distance, and I mean, like the fact that they knew immediately that O'Neal Cruz's home run went 513 feet is pretty cool. And you're watching these guys, and again, I said this yesterday, and I was again baffled by it last night. The accuracy of the people that throw the batting practice will always amaze me.
Would you be a good BP thrower for real? Being a former pitcher, would that be something you could deliver?
I suck at throwing BP.
Why? Why? You know how to spot a ball. You know how to locate. Why?
But I know how to do that throwing like my hardest, my full speed, right? Trying to throw 75% and be accurate I've struggled with it since I started coaching. I bean kids more often than I should, honestly. Because I'm used to throwing, because even when you throw a changeup or a curveball or a slider, you're still throwing full throttle. You're just changing the grip, right? So with BP, you're supposed to, dial it back to about 75%. And these guys are doing that, and they're like a machine, man, where they are just locked in. And so much of the BP hinges on whether or not the guy who's throwing it can get it over the plate and elevate the pitches so the bat path can be elevated and launch balls into the seats. A couple of those balls went like out of the yard or on the rooftop. It was insane.
It's a good thing the Braves, by the way, it's a good thing the Braves have a new stadium. It's like their third new stadium in the past. Like, how often have we got to do this, man? Build a new ballpark for the Atlanta Braves fans, who, by the way, I'm not that impressed with the Braves fan base just in general.
Yeah.
We talked earlier today about the dominance of that big three, the rotation of Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox. I don't know if you remember this, Tony, but in the back end of that, I'll use the word dynasty for lack of a better term, when they just had that dominant run of winning the NL East year after year after year. Do you remember the fans were so blasé down there? They weren't even selling out playoff games.
Right.
At the end of that run, they did like empty seats out in the bleachers. Like, really? For a playoff game? So anyway, I'm just saying, the Atlanta, oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest after they give Nicholson the lobotomy, and he's just sitting there with that blank look on his face. That's how I feel when I see people. It's like, you guys are freaking brain dead, Holmes. Wake up.
Right. They're almost like robots. We were talking about robots earlier. They're almost like robots. And then, like, I was going to say this earlier. I'm going to say it now. I love like the super overweight white dude who's got like a pretzel in one hand and like a Mountain Dew in the other, and he's like doing the chop like with this,
with the pretzel.
with the pretzel. And I'm just like, dude, look at this. Yeah. Look at this.
We're doing the pretzel chop and a mouthful of pretzel.
Totally, yeah.
Just looking like a fat blob down in Atlanta. By the way, Stevie B coming in with an Atlanta take. He goes, Atlanta's a pretty blah sports town, 100%. Niner fans dominated the tailgate in 2012, the NFC Championship game. I'm glad you were down there for that. That was a great one. That's back in the Patrick Willis era, man. I still
go ahead. Go.
It's just a 49er gripe. I was just going to say, I cannot believe with that Hall of Fame talent with Frank Gore and Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Vernon Davis at the peak. I can't believe they didn't win a Super Bowl with that group. Right. And I can't believe they haven't won a Super Bowl as they're currently constructed, because they're good enough to. They had 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. Find a way to close that damn thing out. I'm still furious about that. Sorry, Tony.
No, you're good. And back to your list of the coaches. What is it? Coaches and execs.
Coaches, executives, and scouts. An anonymous poll taken, and they ranked their top 10 QBs. Brock Purdy is not one of them. Baker Mayfield is.
I just want to give the top 10, and then we can get back to this tomorrow. But it's in this order too. This is the ranking: Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield. So I could argue that I would put Brock in for Baker Mayfield, but also Jaden Daniels, who's damn good, but like catapulting to number 5.
That's
I was like,
pretty
wow.
lofty. I agree with you. That's pretty lofty. Now, the kid was really impressive last year. Really. I mean, I became an instant fan. It was almost impossible not to love the way this kid plays football. He just doesn't give a damn. He don't care. He'll step up in the pot. I mean, this kid, he's like immune to pressure, but maybe a little premature. Let's see the second act before we start crowning him,
Yeah, you want to crown their ass? Then crown their ass. But, Paulie, I could also argue about Goff being up there. I like Goff, but in the top 10, I don't know, man.
I like Goff too. I like Goff too. I think he's, I don't have a problem with him being in the top 10. I don't. I support Goff. I like.
Hold on. Because Steve Groeschel says, "Where's Aaron Rodgers on this list?"
Good. He ain't there. He sucked last year. He was horrible. Yeah. No, I mean, he's been a disaster everywhere he goes. And by the way, any predictions for his time in Pittsburgh? How long before that thing turns into a hot mess?
Oh God, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's such a bizarre combo.
Pairing. Yeah,
pairing. I don't even know what to think, man. I really don't, because Rodgers is Mr. Earth and ayahuasca and universe and
don't forget he's a doctor too. He knows about like medicine, and he knows which vaccines you should take, which ones you shouldn't. Any medical questions you have, go ask Aaron Rodgers. He's so informed. Yeah,
Dr. Rodgers, who by the way, he wears
Dr. Douche. Yes,
Did you know that he wears number 8 because it's an infinity symbol? Did you know that?
Dude, don't even get me going. Let's not pollute the show. And we're all getting along so well.
8's like infinity, but so you have that, right? And then you have Mike Tomlin, who's a very religious, and
he's a no BS guy, dude. He's a no BS guy, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like those locker rooms and those quarterback meetings, and it's just very interesting, man. Because Rodgers isn't around to be told what to do, and I'm very curious to see how it goes, man. It's gonna be.
I predict it's going to collapse in chaos. It really will. And I'm not happy to say that too because I really like Mike Tomlin. I've liked him for a long time. Yeah,
And this guy DK Metcalf, you're telling me that they're going to get along? You think Rodgers and Metcalf are going to get along? That's going to be very.
And don't forget too. I'm pretty sure Najee Harris is not Pittsburgh Steeler anymore. He's out in with the Chargers now. So it's like I don't know what kind of ground game they're going to. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Rodgers to. And by the way, I think the Chargers are going to be pretty good this year. Yeah, I really do. Harbaugh turned that thing around as he does. Harbaugh steps in, changes the culture immediately. Now they have a ground game, and I actually think they're going to utilize Najee a lot more effectively than Pittsburgh. I really do.
Here's a question on the way out. Paulie, here's a question: is Jim Harbaugh the most out of his mind current coach? Like literally, like out of his mind. I
wonder with Harbaugh how much of that is manufactured and how much of that is real. Like he plays into this. We dealt with Harbaugh for years, man. Like sometimes you'd say something and he wouldn't like, and this is what he would do. You'd be like, "Hey, coach, Vernon Davis, whatever." You'd be like, "Hey, he dropped 3 balls on Sunday. Any concerns about Vernon?" He'd do this. He'd go, "Huh? He was just like, when he didn't like the question, he'd go, "Huh?" And then the one time with Murphy, he goes, "Yeah, I feel like you're really trying to antagonize me." Now he just hung up on us. Just hung up. Like,
remember the line? It's a bunch of jive turkey from a bunch of jive turkey gobblers. I was like, what is he saying?
He's a trip, man. He is a trippy dude, man. Jim Harbaugh.
Of all the coaches, I think he might be the most I don't know,
cerebral, weird,
just out of his mind, just insane, literally out of his mind. Like when he goes up to Justin Herbert and starts punching him, he did
all that shit with Alex Smith too, and then he betrayed him, dude. He did. He used to do that with Alex Smith every Sunday, banging on his pads. And let me remind you, Alex Smith and Jim Harbaugh drove down the freaking street together in the Giants World Series parade. Okay, and Harbaugh's like, "This is my guy. This is my guy." And then the second he gets hurt, Kaepernick's his guy. Like he betrayed Alex Smith in such a profound way. All right, anyway, Tony, we got to wrap today. Thank you, everybody, for coming on board today. Stevie B, Don Peralta, Aaron Cass, John Joseph, NorCal Refrigeration, my man. Let me see who else we got out there. Aaron Cask, if I didn't say that, Robot Centaur, Rags, Winks. So all of y'all today. Patty from Napa, Leah Phillips. Love all you guys. Thanks for stopping by today. Also, Candlestick Kid, a very happy birthday to you. Cheers, man. I'll raise a glass to you tonight.
Paulie, speaking of birthdays, just a couple. Kurt Manwaring is 60 today.
Happy birthday, Kurt.
Linda Ronstadt, 79.
Oh, Linda Ronstadt, beautiful voice. Yeah, happy birthday, Linda Ronstadt. She used to, I'm not giving anything away now because I know she moved out, but I know for a very, very long time, Linda Ronstadt had a big mansion on Divisadero up in Pacific Heights. It was like right on the
That's right. And then one of my favorite actors, Forrest Whitaker, is 64. Love
Forrest Whitaker. Shout out Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, dude. Highly recommend Ghost Dog if you've never seen it. Great film.
Shout out Charles Jefferson.
Of course. Jumping over the line of scrimmage, dude. Just jumping over the line of scrimmage. Yeah.
His mug inside the face mask, and he's just
like twitching. Yeah. He's like sweating and twitching.
You know, I'm planning on taking my little brother.
Yeah.
And then
how about when he walks away too, and Mike Damone, that's my man. My man. Yeah. 2 tickets, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Charles Jefferson and little brother. I'll let you know when they come in. Yeah, just terrified. Yeah.
Brigitte Nielsen, also her birthday today. I think she's 64.
God bless her. I didn't even know she was still alive. God bless Brigitte Nielsen.
That's funny you say that. That's so funny you say that because I actually did look it up because I was like, wait, is she still with us?
Don't forget Flavor Flav. Got involved at a certain point. Yeah.
Sly Stallone was married to her for 2 years.
Shout out Cobra. If you've never seen it, you're doing yourself a disservice. By the way, Rags, if you're still on the line, I saw Cobra in the freaking theaters with your brother Brian. We actually paid money and went into the theater. I saw Cobra when it came out. And Brigitte Nielsen is like the damsel in distress in that movie. That's a Stallone and Brigitte at the height of their powers. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. By the way, I didn't change the banner. I apologize, people. So I just remember. I know, but like and subscribe on YouTube if you can. That Polymax Particles.
Yeah, definitely like and subscribe. I don't say that enough. And also, thank you to all the people on Instagram who are watching today. I want to say what's up to all of y'all. We freaking love you guys. Same thing on Twitter. Thanks for watching the show. The YouTube posse, wherever you guys want to consume the show is fine. And I just want to thank you for supporting the show. Also, Tony, want to thank Dr. Are you still going on birthdays or are you done?
I am. And also, I just noticed the Hum Daddies are watching over at Instagram on Instagram Live. So thanks to Hum Daddies for checking us out. And Stone Foxes as well. well, and Long Beach Pizza. So thanks, you guys.
Hey.
And also your boy Dame Lillard, 35 today.
Dame time. Dame time.
Yeah.
I love Dame Lillard, man. This guy's one of the great dudes in the NBA. Obviously, one of the great shooters, but also a really, really good human being. I've been aware of some of his charitable efforts that he does, like behind the scenes, and he's a really good guy, Dame Lillard. By the way, John Joseph, this is why, dude. This is why you and I are kind of connected. He goes, I saw Cobra in the theater 3 times. Okay, 3. I'll tell you this much. Hey, John Joseph, I own it on DVD, bro. Swear to God, I'll produce it tomorrow just to prove the point. But I have it on DVD. You know who else is a big Cobra fan, by the way? Patrick Connor, Pecan. Big Cobra fan.
Yeah,
big Cobra
I can see
fan.
that.
And you know what Cobra stands for, Tony? Cabretti. That was his name, Cabretti. Then when he gets home with a box of pizza, flips the lid open and takes a scissors and starts cutting his pizza with scissors. I've never seen that done before. That's Cabretti. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to do this real quick. I've never seen Cobra, so I guess I need to.
You should. You should. You really should.
Okay.
It's Stallone at his best, dude. The mirrored shades, kicking everybody's ass, the whole thing. I wanted to say thank you to Dr. Matt Young, our great sponsor, Matt Young and Young Dental. 25 years in the business, San Francisco boy who loves the city, cares about his clients, cares about his customers. And I just can't recommend him highly enough. Hopefully we'll get to hang out with him at the Cubs game on August 26th. Don't forget to save that date. Dr. Matt Young offers comprehensive dental care, cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, all that stuff. And he implant dentistry, is his specialty. He's one of the best in the country, actually. That's his specialty. He, in fact, is the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. He's got thousands of very happy customers. Go read the reviews on Yelp. If you don't believe me, see for yourself. Can't recommend him highly enough. Give him a call, 415-392-8611. That would be John Frank Alex Smith. At the end of that there, Dr. John Frank now walked away from the NFL for a career in medicine. God bless him. Remember the curls, Tony? He had the curly blonde hair. Yeah, John Frank. Yeah. Tough guy too, man. Don't mess with Dr. John Frank. They are open on weekends as well, Saturday from 8 to 4 p.m. Thank you, Dr. Matt Young. We love you. We also love Los D at Flex Funding. Carlos De La Fuente, he's one of the coolest guys in the comments line. He's here all the time hanging out. Private money loans. Yep, he does that. Mortgage broker. Yep, he does that. Loans. Yep, does that too. Fix and flips, reverse mortgages, whatever your interest or area of concern or an area you want to explore, talk to Carlos about it. He's and it's great to have a guy like Carlos on your side. Same thing with like Steve Moskowitz, man. Just good to have guys like that on your side working for you. Because let's be honest, most of us here in the PNP community, I'm just going to wager a guess and say, look, we're not financial experts. This is not our specialty, but guys like that can help us. So you got to use the resources that we have. And Carlos is a very, very valuable resource. You can trust him, which is a key ingredient when you're dealing with your money. And like Dr. Matt Young, Carlos has 26 years in the business at Flex Funding. So again, HELOC loans, home equity lines of credit, just flat out loans, more cash in your pocket. If that's something you're trying to achieve, talk to Carlos about it. He can definitely help you out, Tony. 925-250-4894.
Dare I say hashtag one-stop shop is a good one for Carlos, because he is a one-stop shop. A multitude of different loans he can help you out with. Just ask. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. Ask the questions. Call up Carlos at 925-250-4894. And also the story, I just want to remind people the story that we shared at the beginning of the show about Carlos helping out a United States military veteran who didn't know that you could get a home as a veteran without a down payment. And he helped him. Now they're in escrow. So it's like that kind of stuff. They didn't know that. And this veteran's real estate agent did not know that. Right. So Carlos does his homework. He's there to help you. Give him a call and present your situation to him, and they'll work out something.
And I can say this, too. There's a comment I just saw Carlos posted on the way out the door real quick. He goes, by the way, John Frank pancaked Lawrence Taylor. True story. You're right. No, that's what I'm saying about John Taylor, or about John Frank. He was a tough dude. He wasn't afraid of LT. He was a tough guy, man. Yeah, and the great thing about that era of 49er football, because John Frank retired right after the Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl in '88. And then that was when the Niners did the repeat. They went back and won again in '89. So out goes John Frank for a history in medicine, or a career in medicine, and in comes Brent Jones. It was like a seamless transition. And by the way, I could do a whole tribute show to Brent Jones. I freaking love Brent Jones. He epitomizes what a 49er should be, in my opinion. tough as crap, always coming up with the big catch, not afraid to go across the middle, never complained, a team guy. Long may he wave. Brent Jones, we freaking love him. Yes.
And some cross promotion. If you have not seen Tom Tolbert's interview with Brent Jones, go to Bay Area Sports Collective on YouTube, at Bay Area Sports Collective on YouTube, and look up that show of Tom with Brent Jones. And Brent gives a tour of his man cave with a lot of Niner memorabilia, and it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. And also don't forget to go to at Polymax Particles on YouTube. Smash the like button, as the kids say, and subscribe while you're there too. And you can also become a PMP VIP while you're there as well. And and spread the word. Just pass out. We're trying to build this show, and this is episode 128. So
thank you, buddy.
And Paulie, on your birthday eve, buddy, get some good rest this afternoon and this evening, and wake up tomorrow refreshed on your big day, bud.
I look forward to that. Hey, and the final moment of the show today is going to be for a super. We got Dub City here asking a question, which I can easily answer, and I got witnesses to back me up on this. Okay. Dub City, throw him up, T, as a super. He says, tell me, Paulie. Tell me you saw The Adventures of Ford Fairlane in the theater. Of course I did. Okay. Of course I did. Not only did I see Ford Fairlane in the theater, I also own that on DVD. And you know who's a big fan of Fairlane? I watch it with him almost every time we get together. My buddy Winks. Big Fairlane guy, bro. Big nice. Fairlane. The koala burgers, the Vince Neil footage at the beginning. I'll go Ford Fairlane to the cows come home, Dub City. Thank you. And of course I saw that. Of course. And by the way, don't keep this in mind too, Dub City. I saw Ford Fairlane in the theater, but I also saw Dice do comedy live at the Warfield with Creative Tony and Rod Brooks, and it was funny as hell, man. I laughed my ass off at Dice Clay. All right, you guys. Love you guys. 49er Red Zone, Pine Needle, Dom, Low Steve, John Joseph Winks. All you got. My hair. When he's falling off the Capitol Records building. My hair. Of course I've seen it. Are you kidding me? Stevie Groschel, thanks for stopping by today. Creative Tony, give me the professor himself. Professor in the chapless pants, the assless pants. That's Diamond David Lee Roth to dismiss the class.
Also, don't sleep on Dice Man on Instagram. Present day. Don't sleep on
that. Him and John Lovitz, dude. Yeah.
You know what? I'm trying to. Oh, sorry, buddy. I should do the outro music too. I'm looking for something here, Paulie, because.
Oh, what are you looking for?
Dom was saying that Pine Needle was a super, and I'm looking for it, and I can't find it. So Pine Needle, I apologize, man. I'm looking for your super, unless it was like a long time early on in the show.
It's been such a long time. Anyway, sorry we missed you, Pine Needle. You know the love is thick, though, brother. We'll make it up to you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Night Flight. Thursday, we go dark, like a theater on Broadway. We got to go dark to make sure Tony can meet all of his baseball needs and requirements out there. And then Friday, we do the 420 happy hour show. We're going to have a really fun week. So we'll see you tomorrow night for the Night Flight, 8 p.m. tomorrow, y'all. Thanks for stopping by today. Freaking love you guys. Cheers. Have a good one.
Take care, y'all. See you tomorrow.